Imagine a little boy in El Palmar, a small place near Murcia in Spain. His hands are small, but his dreams are huge. He starts playing tennis when most kids are still learning how to tie their shoes. His father works at the local club, so the court becomes his second home. Day after day, he hits one more ball, one more sprint, one more again. The sun is burning, the clay is heavy, but the boy learns to love the pain. Because in tennis, you don't win by looking cool. You win by running when you don't want to run. At 15, he leaves home to train full-time. New city, new pressure, same hunger. And a coach who believes he can be something special. Then, at 19, he does the impossible. He wins the US Open, and in one night, he becomes the youngest world #1 in ATP history. From there, it gets louder. Bigger stadiums, bigger rivals, bigger moments. Wimbledon. Roland Garros. 6 Grand Slam titles before most players even reach their prime. But this is not just a story about trophies. This is a story about energy, about courage, about playing with joy while carrying the weight of a whole country's hope. In this video, you will practice your English listening through the real life of Carlos Alcaraz. We will go from a small club in Murcia to the biggest courts in the world, from clay dust to grass, from fear to belief. You will learn new English words and expressions. But more important, you will learn what it really means to stay hungry. So, are you ready? Let's start the story of Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos Alcaraz was born on May 5, 2003, in El Palmar, a small place in Murcia, Spain. His parents are Carlos and Virginia. His father worked at a tennis club as a coach and administrator. His mother worked as a sales assistant. They were not a rich family, but they had something better than money. They had a court, and they had time. Carlos picked up a racket when he was 4 years old. At first, he was just a kid running around the club. But very quickly, tennis became his world. While other kids played for fun, he played with hunger. One more ball, one more sprint, one more point. As he grew, the dream grew with him. He didn't just want to be good in Spain, he wanted to be the best in the world. When he was still very young, important people noticed his talent. And soon, he started working with Juan Carlos Ferrero, a former world #1. That changed everything. New training, new discipline, new pressure. Carlos was still a teenager, but he was living like a professional. Then, in 2020, at only 16, he played his first ATP Tour match in Rio. The match finished around 3 a.m. Most kids his age were sleeping. Carlos was fighting for every point under the lights. Step by step, he climbed. In 2021, he won his first ATP title in Umag. It was the first proof that he belonged on the big stage. Then came 2022, and 2022 was like a rocket. He won the Miami Open at 18, becoming the youngest champion in that tournament's history. A few weeks later, on clay in Madrid, he did something that sounded impossible. He beat Rafael Nadal. He beat Novak Djokovic, and he won the title. Suddenly, tennis had a new face, and the world had a new problem. How do you stop this kid? In September 2022, he won the US Open, his first Grand Slam title. That same night, he became world #1. At 19, he was the youngest world #1 in ATP history. But the story was not a straight line. At the start of 2023, he got injured and had to miss the Australian Open. It hurt because he was world #1, and he wanted to prove he could win anywhere. A few months later, at Roland Garros, he faced Djokovic in a huge semi-final. The tension was so high that his body started to cramp. He lost. And he learned a hard lesson. Talent is not enough. You also need calm. You need patience. You need control. Then came Wimbledon 2023. Grass, pressure, the biggest stage. And across the net, Novak Djokovic, the king of center court. Carlos lost the first set badly. But he didn't panic. He stayed there. He fought. He smiled. He won in 5 sets. And at 20 years old, he became Wimbledon champion. In 2024, he went even further. He won Roland Garros, proving he could dominate on clay too. A few weeks later, he defended his Wimbledon title, beating Djokovic again. 2 Wimbledons in a row. Now he wasn't just the next one, he was already the one. That summer, he played for Spain at the Paris Olympics. He reached the final. He fought for gold. But he lost to Djokovic and took the silver medal. And you could see it in his face. He didn't just want a medal, he wanted to make his country proud. In 2025, the rivalry got even bigger. He faced Djokovic again at the Australian Open and lost in a brutal match. Then he went back to Paris for Roland Garros. In the final, he met Jannik Sinner, 2 young stars, 2 different styles, one huge moment. Carlos won the French Open again, in a 5-set battle that felt like it would never end. A month later, he reached the Wimbledon final again. This time, Sinner beat him. Painful, but Carlos didn't hide. He didn't run away from the loss. He used it. And at the US Open 2025, he came back stronger. He played Sinner again in the final. And this time, Carlos won. 6 Grand Slams at only 22 years old. Hard court. Grass. Clay. He had done it on every surface. But this is not just a story about trophies. This is a story about energy, about courage, about staying joyful while the whole world watches. Now that we've reached the end of this incredible story, take a second to think about this. What is the one thing you admire most about Carlos Alcaraz? Is it his talent, his speed, or the way he plays with courage, even when the pressure is crushing? What about you? In your own life, where do you need a little bit of that keep fighting attitude? Maybe in your studies, maybe in your job, maybe in a personal dream that you don't want to abandon. Choose one area of your life and ask yourself, if Carlos were in my place, would he stop here? Or would he keep pushing? If you enjoyed this story in English, click like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next story.